Hi, I'm Isabella.
Hi, I'm Nadia.
And I'm Leah.
And we're doing our research project on uranium mining. Uranium is a radioactive chemical element used for nuclear reactors and can be found in many places throughout the world. In order to make the fuel, uranium is mined and undergoes refining and enrichment prior to being loaded into a nuclear reactor. Uranium is located in most rocks and also in the ocean. More than 85% of uranium is manufactured in 6 different countries, including Kazakhstan, Canada, Australia, Namibia, and Russia. Uranium was first discovered in 1789 by Martin Klaproth, a German chemist. He isolated an oxide of uranium while examining pinch blende samples from the Jochen mines. Uranium's radioactive properties were not recognized until 1866 and is now used to power commercial nuclear reactors that produce electricity and isotopes for medical, industrial, and defense motives. The molecular formula for uranium is U, as you can see here, and its molecular weight is 235.04393 grams per moles. The nucleus of uranium-235 atom contains 92 protons and 143 neutrons. Its structure is CID 23989. Here is a photo that shows uranium's electron configuration. As you can see, 6 valence electrons. And there's representation of the atom filled with neutrons and protons with the electrons orbiting around it.
Even though uranium has many practical uses today, it has a negative impact on people's health, specifically on uranium miners who extract the material out of the ground. There are 3 common methods to mine uranium, which include open pit mining, heap bleaching, or underground mining. All 3 of these procedures release a toxic and radioactive element called radon, which is dangerous because people exposed to it have a significantly higher chance of getting lung cancer. Radon is created from a process called radioactive decay, where an unstable atomic nucleus breaks down into other elements based on half-life.
Half-life is the time it takes for a radioactive element to lose energy from radiation.
Since radon is an odorless gas, it is also able to enter our lungs and irritate them, which causes cancer. Alpha, beta, and gamma radiation is present when radon forms, and some of these rays are able to penetrate into our bodies and harm human tissue, depending on electrical charge, energy, and motion.
The exposure to radon many uranium miners experience has been seen all around the world. A specific example is the people living in the Navajo Reservation. In the US, there are mines funded by the government that have been linked to illnesses like lung cancer and organ failure. For many of these miners, it's difficult to get their work environments to change to many rules that have been established to protect the mine owners instead of the workers. In the 1960s, the working conditions of these miners began to be discussed in courts. There were strikes and other forms of resistance from miners used until the late 1960s when regulations and compensations for disabled miners were passed. While these regulations helped the miners in some ways, the issue of the actual mine still continued to be present. Hundreds of miners have died due to the exposure of dangerous substances like radon and will continue to unless something is done. The risks of these power plants are not worth the lives of citizens. While this energy is easy to produce and it's useful, it's not a renewable energy that is worse than the lives of many people, and overall it's just dangerous to work with. These risks outweigh the benefits of this energy in a lot of ways. Some things that can be done to stop the usage of uranium power plants and uranium mining would be continuing to spread awareness about the risks of this business and using different, more renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, or water power. And on the top left here is a abandoned uranium mine that is still having an effect on the community. In the top right is a picture of hydroelectricity in like one form, and basically it's just creating energy out of water that is already there and flowing naturally, and it's having less of an effect on the community, and it's more renewable and sustainable. And then the bottom picture is solar panels, which are also a more sustainable and renewable source of energy to use instead of uranium mining. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching our presentation, and we hope you learned more about uranium.